Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. We continue our foray into the goodness that is the TNT deal. Jimmy Hart out, basically talking about his run here. This is the November 1st, 1985 edition. Jimmy Hart talking about, again, various things that are coming his way. Also talking about being given surprises and more love for the wrestling album. Jimmy Hart again, Terry Funk, Adrian Adonis, and various others that he is managing. And again, we get Terry Funk in. I believe Mark Reagan is the next in individuals. Funk, a major force here in the run, and super basic punch kick. Jimmy Hart holding Funk's branding iron on the outside of the ring. This version of Jimmy Hart much more closely resembling the 1983-84 Memphis edition. Hart by the end of, let's say, 86, certainly by 87. Cartoon character, which works for him. I mean, we're still talking about Jimmy Hart all these years later, and I think there's value in the run that he had in the WWF and all that comes with that. Anyway, Hart going at the fans pretty hard with his megaphone in terms of just trying to get under their skin and trying to get things going in some semblance of very basic reactive way. Terry Funk there also comes out of the corner with a big clothesline, elbow drops. Funk is phenomenal at getting reactions, overdoing very little, and actually beats his man with an elbow drop of all things. Adrian Adonis out, wants to be called Adrian, and Vince McMahon going at Adrian Adonis with challenges of who he's going to face going forward. Very simple questions, but also Adonis and the Junkyard Dog are in some form of program. I believe they actually did cross paths in the Mid-South area before this, I believe. Anyway, Adonis beginning to put on weight, beginning to be out of shape. Obviously not as out of shape as he would be in 1986-87 with the adorable Adrian deal. Hart actually having a tie to him back in 85 is something that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily remember or know. And again, Adrian Adonis dropping the knee and really basic stuff here. I believe this is actually one of the first times that Hart is with Adonis. Back elbows, and Adonis, a guy who, to think that he and Dick Murdoch were the tag team champions in 84, and most people during the boom era may not have known that as vehemently as they normally would. He hits with a diving knee forward, going forward there. Then we go to a interview with Gorilla Monsoon. Monsoon talks about a monsoon in Puerto Rico for a live event. Pretty basic, although notable thing. There's a bunch of rain, and they continue. They show footage of that area. The ring is completely soaked, and the show must go on. Certainly, Killer Bees in action there. They do very little just because it's dangerous. Obviously, the ability to slip and end up in a rough situation, obviously something the Killer Bees don't want. We will be back, as I gotta grab my phone. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail with more right after this. And again, the process of trying to get Adrian Adonis over is pretty major here, and moving him towards the JYD thing, just an interesting run. Obviously, Gorilla Monsoon coming out talking about the potential damage done by the rain and all of that. The Body Shop up next, and Jesse Ventura from Primetime Wrestling. Jesse Ventura at the time, super major guy, and kind of Ventura going in the direction of trying to get as much attention as he can. A little bit of tension between the commentators, just an interesting sidebar, I guess, from Vince McMahon at the time, and kind of going in a direction of trying to get people to care about the commentators at a deeper level, in a view that cannot be, expressed today. A little bit of a, well, actually, a lot of a racial angle. Pac Pak Song, aka Tiger Chung Lee, out there doing the modified breaking of the bricks. Freddie Blassie, who has brought him in, kind of talking about the desire to break the bricks. Apparently, legend has it that the bricks were never officially pre-broken, and it took him a minute to get things done. And there's something there, but he also makes fun of the nature of the other martial artists, Japanese and the like. And again, super critical. Then we go to a squash match. Tiger Chung Lee facing off against, I believe, Ricky Hunter. But, no, not Ricky Hunter. Another enhancement talent. Hip tosses, hammerlock slams, and other basic things. And again, Tiger Chung Lee, at the time, 1985, a push guy, probably by 1987, 88, not receiving the push and actually an enhancement talent. Just interesting how quick the shelf life in WWF falls and runs. Arm bars, arm locks, hammer locks, and the like. Super basic things there, but ultimately getting things going in a positive direction. Then we go off to the nature of the, kind of Tiger Chung Lee in a business suit. A little bit different than most people would imagine. And the confrontation between him and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is a major focus. Junkyard Dog out next, talking about the Piledriver album and having fun recording it, as well as a slam dunk contest with none other than Adrian Adonis. Junkyard Dog out there also kind of teasing some matches with Terry Funk and Adrian Adonis, continuing the run that he's had with both guys. Just an interesting deal as far as kind of moving things forward for the Junkyard Dog. And again, really basic stuff, as it were, there. We see Cowboy Bob Orton and Junkyard Dog in an abridged format match here. And again, like I said, super basic, super simple, nothing to necessarily need to write home about, but Junkyard Dog hits a couple of headbutts on none other than Cowboy Bob Orton. Orton managing to do what he can, where he can, and ultimately getting things going in a positive direction there. Junkyard Dog using the brawling. Orton Jr. bumps over the top rope. They continue to talk, and eventually there is a slam dunk contest between none other than Adrian Adonis and the Junkyard Dog. Pretty basic there, and Junkyard Dog having a good time with that. Obviously, setting up a match between those two somewhere in the future. A timed process, and Vince McMahon bringing things about just to try and kill time. I actually like this version of Vince. Vince, the most likable here in the 80s for me. I think Vince as a person, the Attitude Era Vince and beyond, not as likable, because I think he wasn't having as much fun. He was making more money, but I don't think he was having as much fun as a person through that process. Anyway, we will be right back right after this.